Hey cellists, can you hear me okay? I think you can. Now I'm going to move it. I'm just moving the recorder a bit. Sorry about all the rumblings. Now, I was just looking at E-flat major because our symphony challenge is in E-flat major and we need to know it so well and so beautifully. Like, I want you to think of E-flat major as an old favourite jumper. You know, the one that smells gorgeous because your mum always washes it in that really lovely conditioner, or the one that you always pull in when you go down the pub, or the one that, you know, you just can't bear to throw away. That's where I want you to be with E-flat major. I want you to know it so incredibly well that you can play it by heart. You can play 1 octave, 2 octave, 3 octave. Can we get 4 in? Maybe. I want you to know all the harmonics. I want you to know the pinpoints of the cello. Now, I'm not going to profess to be much of an expert, but I did write a dance track in E-flat major, and I figured out a few things, but I'm a bit rusty on it, so I'm starting afresh. So what I did want to tell you is a little bit of a cheater's way that I find really, really works. Now, before I put the backing track on, where the cello comes up on the body bit here, and then there's a ridge all the way around, isn't there? You feel that ridge where it attaches to the side panel. Now, when you're in 4th position, your thumb is likely to be on the back of this curve where it joins the body. That's 4th position. And that E is a little bit, I always find it on this cello, slightly higher than my thumb. 4th position, okay? Now, when I'm looking for ways to find notes, my body always finds a cheat. Always. I can't help it. And I've got loads of cheats. And when I teach my little students, I tell them this is magic. But I think we're probably above believing it's magic. But it is a sort of cheat. Your cello is going to be a bit different. But when you get past 4th position, you'll see a lot of cellists measuring. They begin to measure things. So on this A string, if we find the harmonic, it's easy to find the harmonic when your thumb is on that where it joins, because on my hand it's just where my hand sort of flops. But if I bring it round and put my thumb on that joint, it's a bit harder because I don't use that method. What I tend to do is bring my hand right round and put my thumb on it. So I'm preparing for thumb position. But we don't need thumb position. Thumb position can be a cumbersome way of going about certain things, especially if we're doing a lot of acrobatic string crossing. I'll call it that. So we're just, for these scales, going to use, for the 3 octaves? The 3 octave scales, we'll be using, no, it's 2, yeah, no, it's 3, sorry. 3 octaves, yeah. We're using, for your information, should you need to know, we're using the grade 7 book for this this example, but it's not all we're using. We're using lots and lots of... I'm an avid collector of source material and training manuals. I've got hundreds of books for us to use. Anyway, as you bring that finger round and rest it on that lip, I find that the E-flat is approximately my last note that I can reach with my thumb touching that ridge, all but lightly, darlings, comfortably. And I could do a vibrato with it. When you do a vibrato, you generally have to bring your thumb round in. You wouldn't stick your thumb there like glue. This is just a measure. And then 1 semitone higher. So this is my E flat, I think, and that's my E. but I can't reach that E comfortably with that stretch. Okay, so that's how I measure it. But of course, we've all got different cellos. We've all got different finger spans. But look for keys that map where your cello leads you. Look for anything that is going to help you when you sit down to know your way around a cello. Eventually, it'll just become so automatic, like the jumper, that your favourite woolly jumper. So let's turn that down just a weenie. Oh, I don't want you. No, stop already. Stop. We don't need a metronome just yet. So let's just play that very lightly in the background. I hope you can hear it. And find our lovely E flat. This is E flat major drone with GarageBand. Okay, and I'm using this position that I've put in my brain. Look, it's not foolproof. You wouldn't bet your life on it, but it's a guide. Now, when you get down to these notes here, the distances become much, much smaller, and you've got to be a bit more on the game. One semitone up is our E, and that doesn't change. So the other way to remember it is to play the harmonic E and move a semitone back up towards your face. Do you see? So really it's all about, that's just the way I do it. And that doesn't mean that you have to. And generally speaking, when you're doing the scale, you would hopefully know all the distances of the notes coming down, so you don't need that measure. But the thing is, sometimes you're stretching these massive octaves in an orchestral piece, and sometimes it doesn't happen that often. But even if we haven't got that in the symphony, and I don't know if we have, I know we're jumping from here to here on one of the opening sections, or there's a possibility of doing that. But I haven't seen if we're doing that yet. Who knows? But I'd like you to know it. And it's really good fun anyway. It's good fun, isn't it, guys? Right, so if you want to join up for this challenge that we're doing at the Telltale Club, it's totally free. It's fun. I'm doing it in really small bite-sized pieces for the next 4 months. And we've got a forum there so people can talk to each other. And I'm not teaching it, I'm mentoring. And I'm learning it as well as much as you guys, because for me it's just a really cool challenge. And when we've done this one, you see, we'll do another one. And if we do sort of 3 a year, in 5 years' time, that's going to be a pretty good repertoire, isn't it? 3 symphonies in it. Who can beat that? And it's all about, I think, learning an instrument is so much about resilience and a stubborn ostinato, that you can't get rid of. It's just this constant do more. And it's been difficult in lockdown, but the great thing about lockdown, especially for immersion, which is the platform that we use, immersion is about immersing yourself in lots and lots of different tools. It's about tools that can help you read, tools that can help you play instruments, tools that can help your mental health, all these different things. We use them. That's what immersion's all about. And the Telltale Club, that's what we strongly believe in. So the good thing about lockdown was that we've discovered the wonderful opportunities that Zoom has to offer us, and that podcasting, for me, podcasting was the biggest thing in lockdown that I came to know, and I found it such a useful way of learning and sharing experiences. But we've got lots of stuff at our disposal, and we'll be using it all. So do join up. And it's as I say, these challenges are completely free, and they're such good fun. So there we go, a bit of an E flat challenge. Shall I let that run for a little bit so you can try and find and play me your E flat, please. And if you want to record yourself and send it in to the forum, we can all have a good praise of what you're doing. So here we go. Okay guys, I hope you had fun with that. I'll probably do a recording for you. And the other thing is, if you're listening to the symphony, the actual symphony itself, you might try and find your E flats. It's the root note of the whole piece, the keynote. So it'd be quite fun to, just go from do all your E flats as you're listening to the symphony, and you can sort of do it in time. It's sort of little improv exercise, which is really good fun. So you might do that tomorrow. Anyway, fare thee well.